Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this is the last one. We're trying to figure out what to use for the bottom, and I suggested a snowflake, and I'm not 100% sure it'll work. But if you go to, like I did in a video just the other day, if you go to Dockers and go to text and pick this right here, this used to be symbols, but in 2019 they've changed it to, I don't know what the word is, but just find a snowflake in Wingdings, and you could find a snowflake anywhere and just grab it with your mouse button and bring it up. Now it is a font, and a couple things with it. You can't make it but just so big. It's not gonna let you make any bigger. And to extend it, just keep popping back because it's a font, and we don't need it that big anyway, but if you go convert it to a curve, you can make that font as big as you like. But our bottom board is 15 inches, and I'm gonna say 12 inches would probably be enough to hold it up. So that's 12 by 13. Let me get these pictures out of the way. My question is, if we use, I'm really beginning to think maybe you're gonna wanna use a circle, because this would be fragile. But there's a way to make it thicker, so we're gonna left click, right click. We're gonna go to Effects, Contour to the, let me get this out of the window. Contour to the outside, let's say 1/4 of an inch. See, it made it that much stronger, and if we go a little further, it would be quite a bit stronger. Let's contour at 0.3 of an inch. And if you see now our lines are touching and already welded together. And then you would want to go to Arrange and break contour apart and get rid of the center one. Now that might work. I mean, that thing is 14. I would actually make it 12. It's an odd shape, so that's why it's going to do. But let's make this one 12, and it'll make the other one smaller. So that's 12 by 10. That footprint would probably work. There's even a couple of other things you could do to make it just a little bit stronger, and because we're going to have a dowel hole through the middle, you could do that right there. And well, that isn't what I wanted to do. Let's try back minus front. No, that's just the opposite. Now, a lot of times, like I've said in the other videos, it's almost easier to just take the virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. Now, this is a little bit of work, but you know it's done. And then you would want to delete these lines. And then we definitely want to use the Smart Fill tool to make this all one piece. And then move it out of the way. And there's your footprint. That might work. And let's get rid of that. Left click, right click, and then whatever size dowel you want. If you work in the center of the page, I think you use 1/2 inch dowels. And with my ratio locked, I'm gonna go 0.5 and then hit P. That's gonna be plenty strong. And he's gonna, and the main reason for the video was for the indexing dowels. Well, here's gonna be one of your indexing dowels, but you're not gonna wanna fill it in until after you're through gluing it and painting it. And I'm pretty sure that'd be strong enough right there. And then just make your indexing dowels like we did earlier. And I used my dowels that are 0.14. I'm gonna put it in the center, and then I'm gonna nudge it up to a certain point. And it doesn't really matter because this thing is symmetrical. You can't glue it wrong. I would put, a couple of dowels in different spots. If you put 3 indexing dowels, you'd be good to go. Now, if you wanted them, and I'm just gonna continue here, if you wanted them perfect, I would put this in the center of the page again. Let's set our nudge factor on 1 inch, and let's nudge that guy up. And I put my indexing dial like right there. I'd even maybe lower it a little bit. Let's go 0.5 down. So it's kind of in the intersection, it won't be seen. If you paint it, it's not gonna be seen anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 sides. That'd be 60-degree angles. So let's do this. Let's make a duplicate of this, Control D, and make a duplicate. Move the rotation to the center. You know what, I'm gonna have to take Snap 2 off, Snap 2 object off for a second, because that's giving us a little bit of problem. Now it's in there. Now, we've already created a duplicate, so let's turn it 60 degrees. And then Control D and do it again, and make it 120 degrees. And then Control D, Control D, Control D. And then you don't need that many indexing dowels, so you could just delete the other ones. And that way you have 3 indexing dowels. And then that way it doesn't matter which way you flip it over when you glue it, they're gonna fit together. Let's just do a little test. Let's Control G and make a group of that. Let's Control D and make a duplicate of it, and let's completely flip it over. See, my indexing dowels are still right on top of each other, and just to kind of prove that they're there. So that way it doesn't matter which way you glue it, back to front or front to back, your indexing dowels are gonna be perfect, and that's why I did rotate them. I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.